guys won't stop talking.
And you can pretty much do it
Dozier and Maz.
in perpetuity.
Yep.
The Sports Hub.
I think Mike Vrabel has some experience with this, obviously having been with A.J. Brown, and that was the reason why he was traded, was the knee, and that was 4 years ago. The knee was already starting to go and starting to show signs of that.
To interject, there was video when A.J. Brown was traded from draft night, and that showed Vrabel
Upset.
disconsolate.
Yep.
And I came to understand from the reporting is it was more him being disconsolate that it had to happen.
Right.
But he felt as if it had to happen.
No, he knew. My understanding was they had explored doing an extension with him. They started to talk about doing. Now, this was the year, of course, that he was first eligible. He was 3 years into the league. And the doctors more or less told him, like, you can't give him a huge contract. And you know how this stuff goes. Like, the doctor says something, and I mean, it's disappointing for everybody. Doctors more or less told John Robinson, like, it would probably be irresponsible to do a monster contract with this guy. Now, obviously, that wound up being the incorrect assessment because he's made it 4 years.
Yep.
But if this is a knee condition that will continue to degenerate, which is what I understand it was, if that's what it looked like in 2022, probably not going to look very good now. And then you add to it the fact that this was a factor for the Rams.
Not that I wouldn't take a chance on the knee, but I just don't recognize this kind of move for the Patriots in that, they trade for someone with baggage physically or mentally or comportment-wise. It usually comes with some sort of condition, some sort of break for the Patriots, and this doesn't feel like they got one. Feels like they paid a premium for a guy who's 29, bad knees, and just quit on a Super Bowl champion. That player to me screams discount. By the way, not a big market. No one else was willing to do this.
Right.
Other teams took a look at Mark Daniels. Was this Mark Daniels cut from this morning with Fred and Hardy? Sorry. Toucher and Hardy this morning. Mark Daniels from Mass Live. Same thing, the knee. Go ahead, Jimmy.
If they are negotiating against themselves, does it concern you at all that no one else is like in on this?
Yeah, it's about the knee. My understanding. I had a source tell me, well, it's A.J. Brown, but it might be A.J. Brown at 80%. And what the Pats have to sort of figure out is he still an upgrade? And I believe the Patriots believe A.J. Brown, even with some knee issues, is still an upgrade for their offense, still an upgrade for Drake, which is why they'll probably give them something equivalent to a future first-round pick. And as you ask, like, how many years do you get A.J. Brown for? I don't know. I'd pencil him in, 29 and 30, so 2, maybe 3. Eesh. Is it worth a first-round pick? Well, if it makes you Super Bowl contenders again, then yeah, it is.
Listen, bully for them for doing it. But it's not. I'm just not used to seeing them make this kind of move. Paying a premium for a guy that no one else was willing to pay a premium for, and for good reason. And then it all goes back to it's Vrabel. This is just Vrabel. The influence of Vrabel. This is Vrabel getting the Crafts to do something they wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen this happen much since the Belichick years. I don't think any move last year that they made, you'd say that they wouldn't have done that. They would have made all those moves under Bill Belichick, don't you think?
Yeah, because again,
Milton Williams. I mean, that was crazy money.
Well, they did have moments though.
I mean,
but they had moments where they signed guys. Again, you mentioned Colvin and Adelius Thomas.
Okay, right. No. So when I say that, I mean every now and then they went big with Belichick, but it was with like a bona fide guy, someone they didn't know Adelius Thomas was an a-hole. Turns out he was. Colvin was a great guy, a great pro. He just got hurt. Wasn't their fault. So they would, on occasion, go big for non-premium positions, Murray, for guys that they thought were bona fide, defensive linemen. When have they done this for a receiver at 29 with a bad knee and a questionable character?
Never.
Paid a premium. They brought these players in for pennies on the dollar. They've brought these players in on a discount because they're distressed assets for a reason. Yeah, they'll take a chance on that. But at that position, with that
No, I can't really
resume?
think of it. I mean, they overpaid for Mohamed Sanu, but they were desperate, and he certainly isn't the level of player that A.J. Brown
Mike,
is.
I said at the very end, they did it. They got desperate in Brady's last year.
Yeah.
They paid a premium for Antonio Brown, who was cuckoo land, off the reservation, and then tried to chase it with paying a second-round pick for washed Mohamed Sanu. Okay, they were desperate. It was at the end for Brady. That that certainly happened there. But those were mistakes that.
No, the meat of all the winning. No, there was nothing like this.
Those were outliers. So this one to me surprises me.
Yeah, listen, most of the time they did it, I would say really with any position, is if it was someone of, what I would call high profile, okay? It was usually a guy whose stock had dropped for one reason or another and they took a flyer. So, again, all the ones. I don't need to give you the names. So for them to do this, yes, is different. Absolutely. I agree 100%.
And I think this is Vrabel getting them to do something they wouldn't normally do. I don't know if that happened last year. I'm just trying to think. Milton Williams, you said yes, but every now and then Belichick did that for a guy that he thought was, high character. Turns out Milton Williams, great character guy.
He was a stud.
Legit pro, but not just a stud on the field, but had their kind of makeup
in the room,
off the field, the whole thing. So Milton Williams, I think Bill would have done that for Milton Williams, once every 10 years. Those other, Carlton Davis was like the fourth corner on the board. Stephon Diggs was the last of all the receivers on the board. They got deals commensurate with that. I mean, Davis got good money. Carlton Davis got good money, but it's not like you went and got the top guy on the board. You got the third or fourth guy on the board. The rest of the moves, no, this one's different.
It's risky.
I don't think Belichick would ever have paid a premium for a guy with that knee who carried himself like that for a champion.
It's risky. It's very unlike them.
And so again, to use what I mentioned before the top of the hour, that the Eagles paid the Titans a first and a third for him, Bill wouldn't have lived with himself saying, if someone else gave a first for him 4 years ago, I'm not doing that.
Bill would say, I'm not going to be the one to bail out Howie Roseman on this one. You're stuck with that guy, Howie. The Eagles give him a big contract extension. He's got a bad knee, and he quit on you. That's your problem, not mine. I'm not going to bail you out. The Patriots just bailed out Howie Roseman.
I can't get your car analogy out of my head about this. And I've talked myself into getting this player for that 2028 first-round pick. But basically, you bought a car for $80,000 in Philadelphia 4 years ago. You put 80,000 miles on it, and you found some sucker 4 years later to pay you $75,000 for it.
Pretty much.
And it's not running for you anymore.
Right, and the first rule on a car purchase is it loses value
as soon as you drive it off the lot.
Exactly right. And I would say the same is true of the football player. Once you start taking hits and miles, forget it. So look, when you compare that stat that Murray offered up earlier, the first and the third turning into a first and a fifth for Howie Roseman, what a freaking steal. It's a steal if you're the Eagles. It is. Now look again, I'm glad the Patriots did it. They've lived in a risk-averse environment for too long, and they don't have Tom Brady anymore. Okay, so they can't just expect Brady to turn everybody into freaking, gold and, think that they're going to win. They have to approach it a little differently, and maybe Vrabel got through to him on that. But, Mike, it's a good point. Vrabel has affected some change over there.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, Vrabel is a A.J. Brown guy. So if you had even as another strong coach might not have an affinity for this player that Vrabel does. The risk is on Vrabel. This could be a really easy second guess internally from the ownership. If this doesn't work out, for them to say, Mike, we had to give up a first-round pick and pay him his full contract? For a guy this? So I think this is risky for Vrabel internally. All right, back to your phones on this. We got a lot of people holding on everything else that we've talked about today, so we're going to bounce around a little bit this hour, and let's have at it. Kevin in Stoughton. Go ahead, Kevin.
Felger, for the longest time, you've talked about the Patriots cheaping out, and although I don't disagree with you on everything you're saying, they stepped up. Maybe they overpaid, but this team is better today than they were yesterday. That's all I care about. And this fifth-round pick is who cares? The first-round pick will be hopefully a bottom of the first round. And that's my comment. My question is, how would you feel, how would all of you guys feel if Buffalo or Kansas City or Baltimore got him? Would you care about the first-round pick, or would you just care that they just made their roster better? I'll hang up.
Okay.
Thank you.
All you said is fair. I'm just trying to point out this is a departure from how they've operated in the past.
Right.
A true departure. And I think it's an overpay. But I'm fine with them overpaying. So I don't really disagree with much of what you said. If Kansas City made this trade for that amount and the Patriots didn't, I don't think I'd be all over them for it. I don't.
You wouldn't, but I think fans would because they've committed themselves so much to A.J. Brown this offseason, and people have been expecting this for months. If they didn't come up with him, people, I think, would have lost their minds.
I really thought today, I knew the trade was happening. I was, convinced of that through all the reporting. But I really thought today, when the terms came out, we would hear second-round pick conditional.
That's what I thought.
To a first if Brown does this, this, and this, and the team does this, this, and this. He comes with a restructured contract that converts blah, blah, blah into blah, 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 and it's more of a team-friendly kind of – I thought we'd get those things because that's what I thought this player commanded. I didn't think he would deserve a premium price.
Me neither. Can I just give you one more thing quickly? Yeah. Someone's got to really break down this contract for me because I know that AJ –
I thought it'd be a pick swap. I thought you'd trade your second for their first or vice – you know what I mean? Like, I thought it would not be a straight pick. I thought it'd be a pick swap. I'm sorry, Mass. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, someone's got to really break down the contract for me and tell me what the real dollars are going to be. It's
really complicated. Jimmy sent it. Dan Graziano had a full breakout of it. If you just want it quickly, his guarantee this year is $28.75. I've been saying $29 million guaranteed this year. It's just under $29 million guaranteed this year. It's a $1.3 million base salary and then a $27 million option bonus. Okay, so they have an option, but because it's guaranteed, if they don't pick up the option bonus, that becomes salary. And it all determines, so it all just gets into the minutia of when you want the cap hits, which I don't care about and I don't think are important. But you could pay him the full, you could make it a salary, which makes it all that cap hits all this year. And since you have all this cap room, you could do that this year. That's what I would do. And save your fake cap room for when Drake May signs. But I don't think that part's important. The important is the guarantees. $29 million guaranteed this year, $4 million guaranteed next year. That's what's left. Guaranteed. But he's due $32 million a year over the next 4.
Okay.
Of which 31's guaranteed. Frank the Tank, what do you got for me today, Frank?
Well, first and foremost, sad that Claude Lemieux passed away. I mean, I know we all hated him when he was on the ice, but really unfortunate his passing. So that sucks. But the thing that made me really happy was the fact that the Montreal Canadiens were sent to their destruction, and another year go by that a Canadian team does not win the Stanley Cup, especially the Montreal Canadiens.
I'm going to stop you there, Frank. Thanks for the call. Could not agree more. Live to see another day on that one. And I'm glad, not just because, factually speaking, fact, not opinion, the Montreal Canadiens and their fans are the most hateable and deplorable franchise in professional North American sports. Fact, not opinion. The worst of the worst, Murray. And I can't overstate my disappointment in you actually pulling for the Canadiens. It's really hurt me. But the fact is, not only are Montreal Canadiens the most deplorable franchise and fans in North American pro sports, I'm also glad they lost because I hated the way they were playing. They're getting like 14 shots on goal a night.
Right.
And they're doing it. It's not like they have Ken Dryden in net.
Mike, they set a record for fewest shots ever in a 3-game stretch in any postseason.
Or Patrick Roy. They were just laying back, trying to draw penalties. I hate teams that just produce on the power play. And just sort of, if you're just a power play team, you're really just skating around trying to draw penalties and score on the power play. I hate that. So I hate the way that they played. And the shots on net, I went back and looked at,
it was abysmal in those last 3 games.
So they got to 24 shots on net in Game 5, but only because they were down 4-0 in the second period. I think the third period kind of evened out. But their shots on net in the middle 3 games. The middle 3 games, that's where it was won and lost, in the middle 3 games. They lost the last 4, but the last 3, they lost 3-2 in overtime in games 2 and 3, and then lost 4-0 in Game 4. Their shots on net in those games, 12, 13, 18. They averaged 14 shots on net in the meat of that series. So I don't want you winning. So what? You're just laying back, chipping the puck out, drawing penalties and trying to score on the power play? F you. I'm not going to watch that.
And they couldn't hang on to the puck either. I don't know how many of those games you were able to watch in Italy, but it was pretty obvious by the time they got to Game 3. They were completely overmatched in that series.
Because Carolina's like just stink on poo. They just are all over you. And Montreal couldn't handle the pressure. Like a lot of teams can't handle the pressure against Carolina. That's fine. But I just thought that would have been so cheesy if they had just cheesed their way to the Stanley Cup final. And their goaltenders played okay. He's nothing special. We've been over this part of it. So it's not like they got Patrick Roy or Ken Dryden in net, and they're trying to win with 13 shots on net a night? Nah, and did they score a couple power play goals? F out of here. Little squirts. And they're little. They're too little.
They're tiny.
It's just like, I didn't think that was, I don't think you can win that way. I mean, it's size and speed. It's not what it, you can be undersized in hockey and get away with it, but a whole team of little squirts buzzing around out there? No.
And we'll ultimately be better for it just as hockey fans. Like, that final should be really good. Those two teams they both have really good two-way forwards. I'd give the goaltending advantage to Vegas, but I think it'll be a tough series. It should be.
Back to your calls on everything with more NBA thoughts as well. More on the official A.J. Brown. I say official. Schefter had it. So widely reported in the bank, A.J. Brown trade to the Patriots right after these words. Thoughts, calls, emails.
Oh, yeah.
I get my jollies out of it. I do. I'm not a good person. Go ahead.
Felger and Maz.
Oh, yeah.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
Trade itself is unique in that it's like the worst kept secret in the league, and it actually happened. These usually don't work this way. Like, it was the biggest topic at the combine. Everyone was like, A.J. Brown's going to the Patriots. Then in free agency, the Patriots aren't going to break the bank on anyone but Romeo Doubs. It's because they think A.J. Brown is coming. And then draft week, Adam Schefter comes out and is like, oh, that trade's coming. As all the Boston beat reporters are like chasing it. Like, wait, it is happening now? So I find it fascinating that no other team swooped in. Nothing fell apart at the last second. This is one that was kind of in the drawer since the combine, and then it actually happens. And I guess we'll do the Eagles side of it. It kind of makes me sad too, that like, this is how it ends, right? Like, this was a great partnership, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. And these guys were supposedly best friends from childhood. And like, it actually is over, and I'm sad by that because I thought those two had this great future ahead of them. And after the Super Bowl championship and the amazing performance that A.J. Brown had in that season 2 years ago, I was really hopeful that those two can find a way to make it work. But it sounds like bigger things were at play, and A.J. Brown is now on to his third team, and he's back with Mike Vrabel.
A.J. Brown was with his guy, and Jalen Hurts was his guy. Again, I was just reading up for today, knowing this was coming down. He named Jalen Hurts the godfather to his child. So I didn't know they were childhood friends. I didn't know that.
Oh, me neither.
I mean, that's what, didn't Schreger just say something like that?
Yeah, I was talking to you.
Yeah. I thought I heard him say that they were friends for a long time.
Boy, that relationship went south.
So they have a great relationship. He names him the godfather of his child. Then he gets there. He has 4 1,000-yard seasons, 3 All-Pros, 2 Super Bowls, 1 championship, 4 playoff berths. I mean, it worked. And he completely lost his mind? Well, why? So that's all just a way of saying, well, this is Vrabel's guy. Vrabel, well, tell that to Jalen Hurts. How did that work out? So it's like, I would just say once again, that kind of guy usually comes at some sort of discount. Back to your phones on this and everything else. Brian in Framingham, go.
Good afternoon. Thanks. I was just wondering your guys' thoughts now that the Pats have Brown. Does that put bringing back Diggs to bed, or do you think there's still a chance that Diggs could take a prove-it contract and we could stack him with Dobbs and Brown and have something spectacular going on in the receiver room?
Yeah, minimum salary, all incentives, maybe.
Oh, I would love to see that.
That'd be great.
Oh, my gosh, that'd be awesome.
But add it, I don't think it's, I think that ship has sailed.
So do I.
On Steph Diggs. But don't forget the Romeo Doubs signing. That, that's something I can see them doing with Belichick. Like, that's a typical Patriots move, but it's a good depth move. I guess he didn't look all so hot the other day when the media was out there. I like that player. You just look at everything they've done for Drake May. They drafted another tackle, maybe even a real left tackle this time. They signed this Vera Tucker to a real Patriot contract, but high ceiling on that player. He's a stud if he's healthy. They signed another legit, if not number 1 receiver, a top 3 receiver in Romeo Doubs. They signed a number 1 and a premium player in A.J. Brown. I mean, they are fulfilling their end of the bargain in terms of surrounding their young quarterback.
Oh, yeah. No. They've definitely made it a priority to take care of the quarterback this offseason. I mean, really, that's what they've done. I mean, you can even add other things if you want to, like, fortified tight end with a blocker and got themselves a fullback but they made moves on offense. Last year felt to me like it was largely about the defense. This year was more about the offense.
Alex in Gloucester. Yes, Alex.
Okay, first we need a Big Boy Tuesday, like an emergency Big Boy Tuesday tomorrow more than ever. Second, if we could just draft a freaking wide receiver, Kyle Williams, we wouldn't be in this position. Third, who would you rather be today, the Patriots or the Rams? Keep in mind, you don't have a verse to give up.
So I'd rather be the Patriots because of the age of my franchise quarterback. Drake May's the guy, and he's young, and so I defer to that. But it'd be a hell of a fun time being a Rams fan, wouldn't it?
Oh, my gosh. How can you hate what the Rams are doing? Now, again, your point about the quarterback's a good one, but when he said today, I'm thinking 2026. Rams. I'd rather be the Rams. Myles Garrett. You know what the Rams do with first-round picks?
F them picks.
They wipe their backside with them and then sell them off to someone for a good player. So not only do you get a first-round pick, you get one that smells. In all probability. I'm sorry. I love it. That team is freaking fearless.
Fun.
They are fearless. They do not give a rat's ass about the convention and the protecting the first rounders and all that. They just flies in the face of it. I love it. And they even drafted a backup quarterback. Or, I should say heir apparent.
They drafted their next guy.
Yeah, heir apparent quarterback in the draft.
And part of their thinking, apparently, I saw some reporting on this, is that drafting him, because they knew they wanted to make a big swing on a player this offseason, like they did with Garrett. So they figured we're not going to have these future first-round picks maybe in the next couple of years, so let's take the quarterback now because there won't be a good quarterback to take in a first or second round in 28 or so on and so forth, So
listen, what's the kid's name from Alabama?
Ty Simpson?
Okay, yeah. Whether he can play or not, I don't know. I'll leave that to the draft experts. But I just think that was such a smart, shrewd. You know me, I love drafting a quarterback when you have a quarterback. I just think that's good business, but it's also just kind of fun.
Oh God,
they're fun, and it's not like the Mets are fun, but they suck. The New York Mets, it's like they're like good fun, like they're always in it.
No, they are always in it. Again, Did they use their first rounder this year?
That was on Ty Simpson, on the quarterback.
Oh, he was the first?
Was it theirs, or did they get that in a trade?
They traded from Kansas City. They got McDuffie. What was that deal?
But they traded someone away to get a first-round pick because that was 12th overall, right?
Yeah.
They were one of the best teams in the league. They wouldn't have been drafting 12th. Who did they trade? They traded someone.
Good question.
To get that 12th pick.
Yeah, they traded someone.
Oh, wow. It was with
was it Ramsey?
The Falcons. Yeah. No. Rams trade with the Falcons. How'd they get that pick? Hold on.
But the whole idea is they just freaking move around. They've used 2 first-rounders in the last 11 years. And, by the way, they just traded it. Verse was the first-rounder that they used before Simpson. They got rid of him. They just got Myles Garrett for him.
It's just all their moves are big swings.
Monsters.
Yeah.
They're freaking monsters. They just pull their pants down and whip it out for all of America to envy. Seriously. I mean,
no, it's an interesting analogy. How'd they get that pick, Murray?
So Rams and Falcons executed a trade. The Falcons trade their first rounder in 2026 and a second rounder it was a pick swap from the year prior. There wasn't a player involved.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And they used it on the next quarterback, and they get the best defensive player in the game.
Pick swap, and they know the Falcons are going to suck again, so they're going to end up with a high pick in the pick swap.
And I didn't love the Jared Verse part of this because I think he's a really good player that he has to now go to Cleveland, but he has 12 sacks in his career. Last year, Myles Garrett had 13 sacks between week 8 and 12.
Well, the Patriots were in that.
Well, yeah.
Remember
5.
Remember what he did to Will Campbell?
Yeah. They showed a highlight a little while ago of him blowing by Hunter Henry and then or pushing Hunter Henry out of the way and blowing by Will Campbell. You might as well have put a couple of chairs out there or some traffic cones.
Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0995. Listen, I'm giving something for free. Caller 10 to the contest line. 617-931-0985 wins tickets to Fight Night at Fenway 2 on Saturday. Is that right? What's Fenway 2?
No, they do this in the concourse, the big concourse. It's boxing in Fenway.
Yeah.
It's the one thing you should go to Fenway for.
What's Fenway 2?
No,
That's
it's the second time they're doing it.
Oh.
Oh, how's it written?
No, Fight Night at Fenway 2.
Number two should be Roman numerals.
At Fenway. I got it.
I thought
Fight
they
Night at
wrote a
Fenway
TOO.
2. Got it. They do it in the... That's cool.
Yeah.
Our guys would have spelled it T-U.
TOO. Fight Night at Fenway 2 on Saturday, June 6th, inside the big concourse at Fenway. Don't miss Brown versus Vieira and a stacked all-new England card.
In all new.
It does.
New England card.
No. It's
All hyphen new.
all new England card.
That's how it reads. That's how it's punctuated. A stacked all New England card.
Yeah, we get English boxes.
Tickets are also available now at NolanBrosBoxing.com or on the MLB app. Okay, so that's kind of a cool thing. Caller 10 gets the freebies. We're back with one final survey of your thoughts, calls, and emails after the update here with Murray.
Now, more of Felger and Merge on the Sports Hub.
Now, the compensation is interesting because we've known for some time that the Philadelphia Eagles, if they were going to trade A.J. Brown, wanted it to be for a first rounder. The Patriots were very clear. They did not believe that this trade was going to be for a first rounder. So they did what two teams do when they want to make a deal. They compromised. Instead of an immediate first rounder, it was wait a year and then a first rounder, which actually is an interesting part of this because we knew for sure where the Patriots first rounder was going to be this year. We don't know where it's going to be in 2028. It actually could be worse. It could be lower in the draft. They could win the Super Bowl. It could be better. But that guessing game is something we're going to follow for years to come. Most importantly, for the New England Patriots, they get a huge playmaker they know well, and the Eagles get some money flexibility, significant draft pick compensation, and move on from someone who is a major storyline, to say the least, over the last several years.
I don't care. You got a good player and got better. So, like, I think it's a positive in some respects that you didn't win the trade. Too many times in this century, too many times the last 25 years, you didn't get better because you were too worried about not winning a trade. Did it make you better or not? That's what you should worry about. But make no mistake, Howie Roseman came out of this smelling like roses. Got 4 years out of A.J. Brown and sold him for just a little bit less than he got him for.
It's amazing.
4 years later, bad knee, bad attitude and all. So that was a neat trick by Howie Roseman. Ian Rappaport, one of a couple reporters who maybe have a little egg on their face. But then Ian Rappaport reported over the weekend or late last week, it's not close, and they haven't talked in weeks. And what do you think all that was about? Towards the end there, where we heard some conflicting reports about it's not done and there could be another team, and here are the Rams, and they haven't talked in weeks. And I mean, I have a theory on it.
Yeah, to make it look like it wasn't in the bag because the NFL doesn't want it like that.
Tampering, right. Yeah. They didn't want to. I think Ian Rappaport did the league a solid with that report over the weekend because it was so off base. Obviously, this thing was a bag job. It was in the back pocket for months and months.
To the point where I would say, like, today was better in terms of big names moving than the first day of free agency. A.J. Brown and Myles Garrett.
Okay, well, I don't know if that one was in the bag, but this A.J. Brown thing was in the bag. That was a done deal, and we all knew it. So what was Ian Rappaport and others doing reporting otherwise? I think that was just maybe the team sending out a smokescreen so the league doesn't come up them, but it's not tampering.
I don't think it's tampering. That's the part I was sort of pushing back on.
The teams are allowed to talk to each other. They just can't execute until June 1. So I don't know why they would have to, but it would happen because this thing was a done deal. There was no negotiating today.
No.
So I don't know. Maybe they didn't want
this deal was done weeks ago, if not months.
Right.
Mike.
So I don't. But I just have to think that was just purposely sent out there to throw people off the scent. For what reason? I guess I'm not exactly sure. But what can I tell you? This was, in hindsight, a done deal. Have you another thought before we do some emails? Let's do some emails, shall we, please?
Yeah.
It's the Coleman Electric email of the day. Dear Felga, I really hate you. And I think Maz is a boob.
It's electric.
The Coleman Electric email of the day.
It's electric.
Send yours to Felger at 985thesportshub.com.
Email Day brought to you by our friends at Coleman Electric. They're just a bunch of really good electricians helping homeowners like you. When you need an electrician, call Coleman.
It's electric.
It is electric.
It's electric.
Thank you.
Gasper.
Can I hear that again?
It's electric.
You need to beef that up a little bit there, Gasper.
Yeah. It's electric.
A little meager.
It's electric.
That's a little better.
Holly,
yeah, a little better.
Did Michael? Did we
It's
get
electric. It's electric.
Better.
I
Electric.
think we even got Michael Hurley to do it while you were gone. It's electric.
That's how you play it. KUHLMAN is how you do it.
It's electric.
And people not exactly thrilled with our A.J. Brown commentary today.
electric.
I'm shocked.
Subject line, all caps, not consistent. Mike, for the better part of the last 5 years, the three of you have bitched and moaned about the Patriots not being willing to get uncomfortable, specifically when it came to the wide receiver position. Now you kill them for it? What happened to Captain Consistency over there? We didn't go over your vacation. We didn't go on your vacation, pal. Tighten up. I don't get that last line. Wait, I haven't said I'm Captain Consistency. I'm Captain Fairness. I'm sure I'm inconsistent all the time. But I don't know what to tell you. I've tried to convey the fact that I'm not hammering them for it. I am simply driving home the fact that this was an overpay. It's unlike them. And
he's not squeaky clean and perfect. Like, you're not getting the A.J. Brown that's like at healthy knees. And
it's a big risk for Vrabel. And you've all forgotten about all the problems with this player. So, yeah, I'm kind of here to tell you those things because it's more fun for me than saying, yeah, look at how awesome the Patriots are now. You can get that anywhere. You come here for the other stuff. Even though you claim to hate it, you come here for the other stuff.
I mean, I'm with you on the inconsistency thing. I'm sure I'm inconsistent all the time. But I would tell you that, in terms of if we're talking about the transaction, Philly got the better end of the deal.
Yeah, Philly won the trade. You overpaid. He's got some baggage that you've forgotten about. This is not something you would have done in the past. And it's risky for Vrabel because if it blows up, it's going to be all about him. They would not have done this if Vrabel wasn't here. I'm sorry that sounds like I'm ripping it. I'm not. I'm just giving you some angles that I would think you're not getting everywhere.
People just can't compartmentalize.
Subject line, dopes. Eric writes in, you and Muppet Boy.
Murray?
May I see which one is he referring to there?
No, Murray looks more like a Muppet than I do.
Statler or Waldorf over there. You and Muppet Boy.
I'm more like Ernie.
Are a nightmare to watch. You consistently and constantly bash the Patriots for not being able to draft a receiver. And the minute they go and trade for one, you come up with other excuses.
Who's bashing them?
Ratings aren't everything.
Yeah, they are.
I beg to disagree there, sir.
You can't have it both ways. And by the way, Moss had quit on the Raiders and was incredible for the Patriots. You will be eating dog crap after this year. Signed, Eric.
Right.
And I've brought up this point before, but Moss was on a suck team. So, you're right to bring up the fact that the Eagles were winning.
But the price for Moss was lower.
This is the point he's missing. So, yes, Randy Moss quit on the Raiders, kind of like A.J. Brown quit on the Eagles. You got Randy Moss for a 4th and a 7th, and he redid his contract. That's exactly the kind of thing that you do. And this is a departure. You paid a premium for a guy with baggage. That's sort of, I don't want to say unprecedented, but it hasn't happened a lot with this franchise in the last 2.5 decades.
No, definitely not. The whole point is they didn't pay through the nose for Moss.
And I know it doesn't sound like it, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with them doing that.
Me too. Sort of.
TJ writes in, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Biggest trade the Patriots has made in years, and everyone's pissed.
No one's pissed.
I'm curious what the reaction would have been today at 4:15 if Schefter's tweet had said Kansas City or Buffalo or Jacksonville swooped in and made the deal instead of you. Same compensation, same contract, all the same. You idiots would be yelling at that Kraft is cheap, Wolf got played, etc. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, you might, but I would say the same thing about those other teams that they overpaid or they paid a premium. And I would not, you can believe me or not, I would not have been all over them if they had passed on A.J. Brown for this price. I would not.
I would. If they were so pot committed this offseason, everyone had convinced themselves they're getting him. If they didn't, that would have been, people would be rightfully mad. I would have been mad too. I talked myself into this.
Yeah, Murray, after that playoff game,
I said I was done.
I'm done. Out on this guy. Forget about this loser. And now you're like all in on A.J. Brown.
I had a lot of doubts about him after that game. I got to the point where I was okay with the deal because there's nothing else out there.
Subject line, hypocrite. I said hypocrite normally. You know what? When someone writes hypocrite, you know how it really sounds? Hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. That's how it's. You can't just say it. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Hypocrite. Subject line, hypocrite. So now the complaint is that the Patriots are going to give away too much by sending a first-round pick for A.J. Brown?
Yep.
What happened to paying to secure what you need to get back to a Super Bowl? Isn't this exactly what they are doing? Really going for it to improve the team and support May? Of course, that would be agreeing with them. And you have to bleep on them because you have a show to do. Well, yes. I mean, kinda. You want me just to say what everyone else is saying? It's kind of boring. It's more interesting to give you the other side. But I'm not ripping them. I'm not necessarily complaining. I'm just pointing out this is a departure and you overpaid, which you almost never do. Subject line, funny how Felger only brings back takes he was right on. Mike, why don't we revisit some takes that you were wrong on? Pertaining to a number one receiver for the New England Patriots, I've listened to you countless times on BST and on Felger and Maz say the Patriots will never have a number one wide receiver again. So why don't you eat some crow today? Own it like a man and move on. Love always, Anthony from Natick.
I'm not sure this guy's a true number one.
I'll give it to him.
Oh, come on, Maz.
No,
I'll give it to him. He's a number one.
I'm not sure about that.
What I said is
I need to see what he looks like.
Okay, so listen, he might not. I can't guarantee you how he's going to play.
Based on history.
But no, what I'm saying is I thought they would never pay the premium to have a number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They never give up the big draft pick, pay the big contract, draft someone in the top 5, and then pay him on the second contract. That they would never do that at that position. Anthony, I was wrong. They've done it. I will eat some crow.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Do you think Stephon Diggs was a true number one receiver?
No, but this guy is a more of a premium player.
Okay, their numbers are basically the same.
Okay, but look at the contract.
Okay.
That's how I judge it. I mean, A.J. Brown, and look at what they've been trading for.
Right. You're talking about the transaction of bringing in the guy.
What did Diggs go to Buffalo for? Did he get a first or was that a second-round pick? Did Minnesota use the pick and then draft Justin Jefferson with the Diggs pick?
Yes.
So it was a first-round pick.
Yes.
So Diggs did go for a first at that time. I mean, I think A.J. Brown is more of a profile of a number one than Steph Diggs. I like Diggs better, frankly. I like guys that get open. This guy, we haven't even talked about it. This guy doesn't really get open. He's become more of a contested catch guy, and he's such a house. He's so strong.
Can box guys out.
That he can do all that, but I typically like guys that are route runners who get open, catch the ball, that kind of thing. He isn't quite like this. But I'm not going to quibble. They got better today, so I'm all good about it.
It was a first and a fifth. That
same deal.
Yeah, same deal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically, same deal. Except Diggs was younger, wasn't he?
Okay. Well, we'll pick this up tomorrow. We'll do the final word right now, I believe. Hey, it's Felger here.
Now on Felger and Maz.
It's the final
word. Recapping this 4-hour show in 4 minutes, which leads to the question, does it really need to be 4 hours long?
No.
Final word brought to you by Town Fair Tire. Looking for the best deal on tires? There's only one place to go. It's Town Fair Tire. The best prices and great free services. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Nobody, Murray.
I'm going to put this in your lap, Felger. So I was just told by Jay Stu we have a replay of you two bickering about Roman Anthony. Or do you want to use this time to talk about the fact we almost all died on Saturday?
Well, who told you it's all going to end by a space rock?
You did.
Thank you, Anthony and Natick. You're right. I only talk about the takes I was right about. I mean, not right about it yet, but we're not going to be around to really relive that one.
Let's talk about Tim Tebow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, you were in favor of Tebow.
Were you back? Did you hear it?
No. Oh, I was. I think I was in Barcelona that day. I don't remember where I was. Somewhere in Europe. We did not hear it over on that side of the pond.
So I didn't.
No, I was in Florence.
I just wrapped up the show with Gasper. I get in my car. I hear Barth and Michael Hurley talking about the fact that a meteor just came. I'm like, what are these two dopes talking about? And then, my phone starts blowing up that meteor was nearby. How did you? I didn't hear it. I was mad I didn't hear it. It was equivalent. I was reading today from Ken Mahan of the Boston Globe. It was the blast equivalent to 300 metric tons of TNT.
So this is what I've told you in the past. That how it's all going to end is by a space rock. Okay, that's how we're going to meet our end, and the Earth is going to come to an end. It's how all mass extinction events basically on this planet have occurred over the millennium, the millennia, over the millions of years. It's by space rocks and meteor impacts and things of this nature. that's how we're going to get it. That's how we're going to get hit by a meteor. And despite what you may have seen in movies, we're not going to be able to go up into the sky with Ben Affleck flying a spaceship and blow it out of the air. We're not going to be able to divert the asteroid. We're not going to be able to divert the meteor. You think we are because you've gone to the movies and they've tried to tell you this. And we're working on some technology where we have maybe some ability to do some of these things.
To shoot them down.
But what I've been trying to tell you is that we're not going to see it. We're not going to see it in time, and we're not going to be able to divert it. Now, I'm not telling you that's going to happen. Maybe there will be one that we do see in time and we do divert. That might happen. But ultimately, there's going to be one that we're not going to see in time and we're not going to be able to divert, and that will be it. Kaboom, smell you later. That's how it's going to happen. And this is just a small little taste of it. There was something like this in South Carolina last week. Did you see this?
No.
There was another massive sonic boom in South Carolina, bigger than this one. Louder. There's great clips. I saw this the great thing on the New York Times where they compiled all these clips of people who just happen to have their phones on or whatever, shooting videos. Dogs running out into the streets, cats running underneath cars. Like the dogs and cats kind of freaking out at this sonic boom. Massive sonic boom. They don't know what it is.
So they couldn't determine that was a meteor in South Carolina.
It was not a meteor in South Carolina.
Something?
They don't know. They're guessing it was space debris.
That's
maybe
unnerving.
Something from a satellite, something up there came through the atmosphere and kaboom. Big, Same thing as here, just louder and bigger.
And they don't know what it is.
They don't know what it is. This one,
Cool.
it was is it called a bolmy? It's not.
That sounds right, yeah. Bolmide? Bolmide?
Careful how you say that.
I got it. A bolide, excuse me. A bolide. Bolide? Whatever. It's not a.
It's not what I thought you said.
Bolmy is not what I said.
Initially.
Bolmy, yes.
Hey, why don't you blow me?
Bowl me.
Oh, boy.
Listen, we're not going to be able to see it. They tell you that we will, but we won't, and this is another example. All I'm saying, this happens all the time. A flaming, massive space rock goes careening into a city in not the Ukraine, into Russia, Siberia. Ba-boom! Massive, this one hit. Remember this a couple of years ago?
Of course.
And you know what they all said? Oh, we didn't see that one coming. Here's another one. All of a sudden, middle of the day, Saturday in Boston over a big major city. Ba-boom! It was like, oh, what was that? And they have to go back and piece it all together through the satellite imagery and all that and figure out, we didn't see it coming. We're not going to see it coming. It happens all the time. You send me the links. Thank you for doing so. But I told you this. I don't need to see them.
So you said
because I know this all the time where, and they name them. Asteroid AR-4753 has just been identified. Will fly a near-Earth orbit. Closest pass to the Earth in 17 years, happening this Sunday. It was previously undetected by scientists. That news report I just gave you, which I made up, comes across every 6 months. There's another one. Space rock AR-6453 will pass between the moon and the Earth on Sunday, the 17th of May. Closest pass in 7 years. It was previously undetected by scientists. That story happens every 6 months. There's stuff flying at us all the time that we're not going to see, that we don't see. And then when we see it, it's like, oh, where'd that one come from? Kaboom! And this is just another small example of it. And we still don't know what happened in South Carolina.
Okay, so I have a theory on this.
Go ahead.
That this meteor by the way, what happened to the actual meteor? Just
it landed in the ocean, apparently. What was left of it was maybe like a golf ball size.
Okay. They said apparently it fell into the ocean, yes.
Okay, and it burns through the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I bet you we shot the sucker down and it broke into multiple pieces. I don't think that this thing just pierced through. I think it was blown into bits and then little pieces have come through.
And no one noticed?
No, I just think they're not telling us.
You don't think a certain someone would want to be crowing about that had we done that?
How do we know?
We saw it coming.
Yeah. You've seen it in the movies. Now we did it for real.
It was a beautiful boulder.
It was very big, then it was small. It was nothing.
It was perfectly round.
I just don't believe you can cover that. I think the science community,
symmetrical,
the astronomers of the world would have spilled the beans on it.
Nope. It'd be
listen,
pandemonium.
You can join the wackadoodle community that doesn't think it was a bold.
Blowmead. Blowmide. Bowmide?
Bowmide. A bowl me.
A bowl me.
Bowl me. Bowl.
That's what I told that asteroid to do. We shot it down.
Oh, there's wackadoodles out there.
I took one look at it.
Thanks for being poisoned by the airplane contrails. What do you think that was out there? That was no asteroid. That was blah, blah, blah. You can join that community if you want.
That was bowl me.
They're out there.